Hey, everybody. Welcome to our episode of Oh Hell Yeah. I'm Eddie Della.
Brent Flyberg reporting for podcast duty.
So official, that Brent Flyberg. He salutes you like a man.
This is my job. I take it very seriously.
I've never actually saluted another man.
No, I can't. Why would? Neither of us were in the military. Why would we?
No, but...
I've thrown a couple of these out.
Really? Yeah, but you look like you could have served. I look like I served at a TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
But when you do like a nice like salute, people are like,
I do a little two finger.
like that guy's probably a military brat, had a hard father that was, was very into discipline. Maybe he was in the service as well. Play a little ball, maybe box.
Maybe.
Maybe you boxed on the ships.
Yeah, that guy. That would explain a lot.
He
must have got punched in the head a lot.
Yeah, he's got a CTE smile.
CTE
smile. Oh, he's got that CTE smile. Me, if I do this, I was like, oh, this guy hates the troops.
Yeah, it does. For whatever reason, when you do it, it looks fascist. When
Yeah.
I do it,
It's the jacket, it's
cool
the
and
mustache,
relaxed,
it's the Adolf swoop. It's just like when I do that, people are like, okay, easy,
buddy,
Mussolini.
Yeah,
Whoa.
This is step one. Step two, take away my rights.
Whoa. You must have read The Alchemisters. You're looking to take over things. We're here, not so live in now. My partner, my beautiful fiance, she came up with a great name for the studio. Now listen.
Okay.
Normally, I do what most partners do when their significant other has an idea for your show or your act. I laugh, I scoff, and I tell her, "Get the hell away from me! You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Do I bug you when you're on your computer making the money for the household?" But she had a great name, and to my loved one, she doesn't watch this podcast. Mainly because I demanded she not, but I also told her to subscribe. Spider House Rules Studios.
Spider House Rules Studios.
Yeah.
That's where we are right now. Spider House Rules Studios.
Because they rule.
They do rule.
They rule the house.
This is their house.
This is their house.
We're guests.
We are simply guests.
We pay them rent.
And, what a web we weave with these fine little spiders. There's a lot of, what's funny? Like, I don't really get threatened by bugs or spiders because they do serve a purpose in our ecosystem.
I agree.
They're there to catch.
Bugs are friends.
When you have no money, you find ways to deal with vermin.
Yeah.
When someone goes, "Hey, I think there's a raccoon in your backyard," like they're eating rats.
Yeah, exactly.
They're eating vermin. They have a purpose.
That possum, possums, they don't carry diseases that people can have. So you want those in your yard, actually.
Like, I think you got a whole family of possums in your roof. They're protecting the home from various birds.
Intruders. A guy breaks into the house. He hears something in the attic. He gets out of there.
You have 12 coyotes on your front lawn. They're rabid and they're keeping intruders away.
Yes. That's my security system.
I don't want USPS on my front porch. Get out of here. I'm going paperless, you freaks. What is new in Brentland? Once again, no comments on the shorts. And me looking like...
Have you ever worn a pair of shorts in your life?
You know what? It's funny you should say that. I think I was from a different time. Yeah. I think I was meant to be in the 20s, not based on this haircut, mustache, and my views on
women,
views on gender. You should speak up. Yeah. You've got a woman. You got a baby inside of you. But I'm a big believer in like keep the pants long.
Yeah.
Don't.
Hey, look. I was that way for a long time, and then I moved here where it's hot, and I said, you know what? I don't care anymore.
God,
I'm too hot to care.
You're too hot to care. Great podcast name.
Yeah.
Fuck, we fucked up. We fucked up.
All right, start over. Welcome to the first episode of Too Hot to Care.
Today, Gaza. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! This episode's not gonna do well. It's gonna get a lot of engagement, but not the right way.
Not the right kind.
Yeah,
no.
This will not be the clip, by the way.
No.
Because out of context, this looks terrible,
bad.
as they say in France.
But guess what? We're too hot to care. Clip it.
Too hot to care. Oh man. What was I gonna say? Oh, you're from Seattle.
Correct.
Yeah. A town so wet. Not the ladies, but people wet as it can be because of the amount of
Mhm.
rainfall. Are you
Mhm.
located in a boreal forest?
I don't know what a boreal forest is.
Neither do I. I
It's a
read.
city in a forest.
Yeah,
It's yeah.
it was the Wordle word boreal. But
Today was the Wordle word was boreal?
no,
Okay,
no,
I was gonna
no,
say
no,
that's a
no,
lot of letters.
no, no.
Also, don't tell me. I haven't done it
Oh, I
yet.
don't even know what that. I can't even spell that. If you had a gun to my head, I can't spell a lot of words if you had a gun to my head.
Yeah, I think if you put a gun to my head, that's maybe my worst spelling performance I would have.
If you if someone had a pistol to my forehead and said spell definitely, I'd be like, I just put the barrel in my mouth and go, just go, man, because it's gonna be embarrassing, so embarrassing that I'll want to die.
Definitely, I got that one down because that was
I
one
can't.
that was one that I always got wrong, and then you just got to sound it out. Definitely.
I can't spell it with my life. I really. Anyway, I'm a bad speller in general.
Hmm.
But you, when you showed up in Los Angeles,
Hmm.
city of angles,
Hmm.
you must have been ear to ear grinning.
Yeah.
The amount of vitamin D you got in that hairy, robust, manly body of yours.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You must have been like, this is where I belong.
Well, yes and no, because I mean, you know how it is moving to LA. It's hard when you first get here.
What? It is?
Yes.
I've been fucking killing it from the moment I got here.
Oh, good for you. Not so much for me. That first year was rough, but it was like, yeah, but like that was a thing that I would constantly be like, but you're dry and you're warm, and
Right.
nobody can take that away from you.
Right. I think this is not obviously LA specific. If you're in anywhere in the South, Florida, which we'll talk about soon because I was just there.
Oh yeah.
Other states, anything but the Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you get past the point where you're like, wait a second, it's winter and now it's a jean jacket, you start like shedding
Yeah.
layers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Finally, being the butterfly you are, you can't help but like look at your friends back home and go, grow up, move. What are you doing? You got a parka?
Yeah. Looking back and being like, look at you. You're
Yeah.
so cold and you hate it.
Yeah, the moment
Do
anybody
something about it.
leaves the Northeast and feels real weather, they just become some sort of snob, like they've been there their whole lives.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I am grateful to be grown up in real weather.
Yeah.
Well, I think there is a sense of hustle when you're like amongst people with snow and rain. You feel like, listen, I gotta have fun, or this environment's gonna bring me down.
There is sort of I've almost compared it to like a Protestant work ethic about Seattle where you work so hard in the winter so that you can enjoy that like 2 weeks of summer.
Right.
But on the I am like sort of happy about that, but in a way I think it broke my brain
Mm,
because for so long I was like just waiting until summer, and then when summer hit it was like now I can do whatever I want.
right.
And now it feels like summer all the time, and I feel a little bit like, oh boy,
Chill.
I got to get back to work at some point.
But if I don't know how people who grow up on beaches live their lives. Beach people are weird.
No, I don't.
Like you just like had the water, had the beach, salt water in your
Yeah, you were
hair,
surfing to school.
surfing to school, you're just hanging tan and riding a longboard to your job,
Never worn shoes.
never worn shoes, just like you got flip-flops and you take your flip-flops to work, you don't care.
Yeah.
Those people, I mean, I can't imagine a life like that.
No, I can't. I was just in San Clemente, and there's a real like surfer vibe down there. And,
Right.
yeah, and it seems nice, but like, it just seems like, how do you ever leave?
Uh-huh.
How do you ever leave and kind of figure out what what you want your life to be, if the life that was just kind of like handed to you is
Yeah.
one of sun and surf and beautiful people, you know?
Speaking of, so we're going to be in Dallas. Well, after this, when this episode comes out, we're going to
We'll
be
in
in
Dallas.
Dallas, Texas.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this in the morning on Thursday and you're in Dallas, get your ass to the Dallas Comedy Club.
We're going to be splitting a room in Dallas. God, we actually split a room pretty well.
Yeah, I think we did fine. We did fine last time.
I didn't do my classic tendencies, which is to wake you up and show YouTube videos. Look at this.
And I waited until after you fell asleep to clip my toenails.
Look. This is who really made the pyramids. Look.
And I'm rolling over. I'm too hot to care.
Too hot to care.
Hey there. Hope you're enjoying this episode. If you are, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you get a notification when we put out new episodes and you don't miss it. Also, please follow us on social media. and enjoy the rest of the episode. Let's get back to it.
What else has been going on? How's date life? I need to know.
Yeah.
Tell me everything.
Let's see. I was on a date and I ran into
An ex.
not an ex.
That
would be too good.
Oh, her friend, and they were like, "Let's get out of here. Let's go back to our place." No?
I want you to write fanfic about my dates. Now, I ran into like three people I sort of know. You know when you run into people who you're like acquaintances with when you're on a date?
I love where this is going. Group work. Hope you got a Cali King. And the springs are ready to get loaded.
I invited all 3 of those dudes back to hang out with us.
God. Nothing wrong with that. It's a good time.
Nothing too eventful, but it was, look, did I feel cool when these 3 people who I sort of know saw me with a hot young lady? Yes, of course.
God, that should be a service. You should be able to rent a woman.
Yeah, I think they have this service.
Listen, this is my Shark Tank moment. I'm on something. You should be able to rent a woman and take her places just to impress people.
Just to impress people. Again, you're describing an escort.
Why do you gotta bring that into this? This is a service. But where do you find people like this in LA? It's never gonna fly.
Like a beautiful person who just needs a little bit of money. You're not gonna find them in LA.
And all they gotta do is exist. It doesn't happen. Those people aren't real. Not in a town like this. It's very real. Nothing is better than when you're with a beautiful, beautiful woman, and you got 3 dudes, all with zins in their lips, just being like, whatever, that bar was full of lesbians anyway. And then they walk by you looking all fresh and cool in your Dodger hat, which I gave you.
Thank you.
And you're on a date with a beautiful woman who, is out with a handsome comedian guy walking around, and then you bump into these mooks, and they're just like, whoa. What's your nickname, brother? Them Flyby or
Flyby? Yeah, that's what
Flyby. Whoa! Who's she? I thought you were gay. You know those guys, and you're like, oh hey, this is Crystal or Sabrina or whatever new age name she's got, probably the Moonbeam or something.
Moonbeam. God, I wish I could meet a Moonbeam.
Moonbeam. She's a free person. She's a bird.
She's also unvaccinated.
She's unvaccinated, but for the right reasons. Not because she's afraid of government overreach, but because she just loves knowing what's in her body.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
She wants to know what chemicals are in her body, what serums, and what people, and where have they been. Anyway, but you bump into those friends, nothing feels greater.
No, that felt great.
And it could be. And you know what? You can even have a win that's kind of like a hollow win where like, we're not really feeling each other. This is kind of a date that I'll never see this woman again. But
they don't know
friends
that.
see you. They don't know that. Nothing is real in this town, man.
Mm-mm.
You think we're friends?
No, this is just for you.
Yeah. Although I do dream of a time where we get so successful that we never talk unless the camera's rolling.
Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, the life. Are you kidding me?
Subscribe. See you guys next week, and stay tuned for the Patreon episode. See ya.
I just fucking out.
Sunglasses. Don't even look at me. Just storm out of there. Yeah. Kick my dog.
Best case scenario, we're like Jesus and Mero. We don't even talk to each other in 10 years.
To get to that point where me and you can not be friends. That'd be so
what
sweet.
A treat. But that was burgers number 3 and 4 of the 6 burgers I ate in 3 days.
What?
That's 8, yeah. I ate 6 burgers over the course of 3 days.
Wait.
Yeah.
You had 6 burgers in 3 days?
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this to another grown man. Were they all not beef at least?
No, all beef, baby. I've been saving this up. I knew you'd be thrilled to hear this.
You know, when they said find a partner for your podcast, I was like, okay, someone funny. Didn't think about life expectancy. Are they going to have a heart attack at 43, mid-episode?
Hey, that'd be compelling content.
Behind the paywall. Watch a guy die behind the paywall. Watch a guy, the life leave his face.
Episode 369, Faces of Death.
Oh, man. Imagine just like croaking with headphones on like that.
Oh, God. To die in a honestly, to die mid-podcast is so much worse than dying on the toilet.
Yeah, and then cuts right to like me talking about Manscaped. Guys, you got to keep it clean down there if they won't want to go down there.
Look, better health is not going to help you with your arteries, but it can help you clear some thoughts.
How do I deal with my grief? How do I grieve with my dead buddy? Better health. That'd be kind of fun. Anyway, 6 burgers, 3 days.
6 burgers, 3 days.
Okay. Uh, I don't want to. I think this may not be good entertainment, but I think it is just for educational purposes.
Mhm.
You're gonna have to outline how that happened.
Okay, sure.
Burger 1.
Burger 1, 4th of July barbecue on
Okay,
4th of
that's
July.
okay.
Yeah.
Happens. Is it only 1 burger, or are you talking about? Did you have 2 burgers that day?
I had 2 burgers that day.
Okay, so you've had 7 burgers in 3 days.
No, 6 total. So 4th of July
No,
barbecue.
burger doesn't count as the day of burgers. Individual sandwiches. How many individual sandwiches did you have?
Well, okay, 5 individual sandwiches,
Okay.
but one of them had 2 patties.
Okay. That's like saying, "Oh, I had a threesome." Really? Yeah, well, she was in the room and I was well, she wasn't really in the room, she was next door.
That counts.
It counts. I think she was listening.
Yeah.
That's something. Closest ever been to a threesome? Have you ever been to a threesome?
2 to 3 miles away. Well,
Close-
there was one time where I went to hang out with this woman who was sort of involved with.
Right.
And she was like, "Come hang out with me and my friend." And I go over there, and they're just like, "Come hang out." And they're like in the bed watching TV. And so I just like got in bed with them and watched TV.
Oh.
And then, I don't know. I was just like, "All right, well, I gotta go," and I left.
That's the
And-
closest you've been to a threesome?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I looking back on it, I'm like, is that what they were they trying to set that up, and I didn't get the
Right.
cue? Because I was kind of like, "Is your friend gonna leave so we can hook up or what?"
Yeah. This is the closest I've ever been to a three-way, okay? I was with a woman who I'm pretty sure was thinking about another guy. Every time her eyes closed, I'm like, "Is he here? Is Peter here, your ex?"
That counts.
I can almost feel him pushing on my back. I can feel him here. Anyhole. Burger number 1, 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
2 patty.
One patty.
1 patty. Okay. So then we're next day. Is it the 5th?
No, same day.
Same day.
Same day. Probably
Okay.
about an hour later.
So you're still in the 4th of July festivities. You're still like, hey, this country is great. I'm going to pass the burger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pass the burger, light up a
Okay.
firework.
Different meal. How many hours apart?
Well, I mean, there was no the 4th of July. Well, there wasn't really
kind
a
of like
meal. I was just kind of
lunch and
eating
dinner
all
kind of
day.
just melt
yeah.
into each other. Okay. So burger 2, 4th of July. Burger 3.
I went to Heavy Handed in the Valley and
Mm.
got a double burger on that date.
Now, were you whisked in there with friends? Like, hey, we're going to this place.
No, I
You willfully chose this
I
place.
texted her and I said, "Hey, do you want to go to Heavy Handed?"
This is all your idea.
Yeah.
You already had processed meat in your body,
Yeah.
and you're like, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
All right.
It was convenient. We had talked about going there before. I was staying in the valley down the street.
Now, did this woman know you had burgers before this?
No.
Hiding it. That's a first sign.
Yeah.
It's the first sign of an addiction, a problem, which I'll mock over and over again on this podcast.
Mhm.
Anyway, so burger 3, you're with her date.
Mm-hmm.
Single patty,
2 patties on this one.
smash.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That I can respect. If a man's not pushing down all his might on a
Thick
patty.
burger.
Okay, so it's July 5th. You've had 3 burgers, 4 patties. Okay. So that's okay. So now we're at 3 burgers. Now where's burger number 4?
Burger number 4, I go to a cookout.
Non
pool-
4th of July?
I mean, a pool party on the 6th, the Saturday, the 6th.
Still celebrating America?
More just celebrating a day off.
Okay. Long
Yeah.
weekend,
Yeah,
barbecue,
exactly,
cookout.
Yeah.
You were invited?
Yes.
Okay. So
No,
you
I
had
just-
no so you, no, I snuck in. You had no control over what was being served.
Precisely.
And all that was there was burgers.
There was also hot dogs. There was
Okay.
grilled chicken breast, but like I
You-
watched him grill it and he grilled the shit out of it and I didn't want it.
Okay. So you were kind of left with no choice.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But even if I had a choice, I'd probably.
Yeah. So
I
that
ate salad there too.
then this whole negates everything. Okay. So now burger number 4. That's the next day.
No, then yeah. That's the 6th. So the first 4th of July
4th,
2.
5th.
Now we're on the
6th.
6th. I have 2 burgers at this cookout.
2 burgers.
Yeah.
Now, is that it for the burger
That's
trial?
it for the burgers.
And what's on them? Ketchup, mustard, mayo? Or you-
Ketchup, mustard, no mayo.
Or are you doing like a hot dog? Are you just dunking them in water and just putting your down your gullet like in a competition?
I blend them.
It's easier that
A little
way.
protein powder.
Yeah, I mean, actually, the energy I use for chewing has been saved. So, wow.
Yeah,
Can I be honest with you?
of course.
If I lived half your life diet wise,
Mhm.
I'd feel like garbage.
Yeah.
I
I feel
really would.
fine.
And that's no slag against you.
Yeah.
Inside of you is garbage. so, so it feels at home.
Yep.
Unlike me, it's like if you open a trash bag in a nice hotel room, you're like, oh, you just ruined this beautiful little hotel room. It's very nice and tidy in there. But you're like a frat house. And someone's like, is there an open garbage bag in here? Screw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
Like
a
if
few of them.
remember the show Osmosis Jones?
Yeah.
Back in the day? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where like the little guy goes inside your
I love
body and it's a
Osmosis
whole different
Jones.
world in
Yeah.
there. My would be like, oh, it's like a Swedish city. It's clean, it's nice, it's hip, it's cool. I don't know if I would recommend friends to go there, but it's nice.
Yeah.
Inside your little body, it's like Gotham when the Penguin took over. It's like mayhem. Some guy's like on a unicycle blowing fire.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's like in there. It's a party.
It's a party, but it also involves a lot of crime and vandalism.
Yeah. It's the kind of party you're scared to go to, but it's a
Yes,
good time.
But you like watching on the news, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What'd you do for the 4th?
what did I do?
As your first 4th as a citizen of this country?
Second fourth. First 4th, I was in the great state of Indiana. That's what it says on the sign. I would never say that.
Take that, Indiana.
Take that, you Hoosiers.
You Hoosiers?
Not that far from Hoser.
No. Hey.
I'm Canadian. Hoser? Hoosier?
Who's your hoser?
Who's your Hoser?
Who's your hosier?
Leidenhosen?
Who's your hoser?
Losen Hoser? So I was in Indiana. My fiance, we had at the time wasn't my fiance though. We had her family has like a lake house in Indiana, and we're just hanging out, whatever. How about I put this? My hell, my personal hell, a lake house.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I guess a guy who refuses to wear shorts has no use for the lake house.
the words I don't refuse. There's no lobbying body that's like shorts. I'm like I refuse. Show me enough signatures and I'll put on some shorts. Until then, I will not. I wore shorts that they're like. Here's the thing: I'll never do. I'm not a khaki shorts guy because that to me is too much of like I just that's too much of a look for me. It needs to be all athletic.
Okay.
Or jeans.
Or pants, yeah.
Yeah, I need to be like, oh, that has like the little Nike spandex, whatever, and like,
So you'll put on swim shorts to go for a swim.
Of course. Yeah, not like a dame in the 20s.
Pants, yeah.
Oh my God, my skivvies are all up in a bunch. But that was my first 4th of July. And that was fun. You make s'mores. I would never eat that. But barbecue, whatever. And it didn't feel any different than what I would celebrate back in the homeland up in Canada. This year, what were we at time-wise? Oh, good. Well, I was in the great state of Florida. Yeah, the home of Flo Rida.
Flo Rida, yeah. Mr. Worldwide. No, that's Pitbull.
That's Pitbull.
But he's Miami, right? Mr. 305. Mr. Worldwide?
Yeah. Is he worldwide? He must have a lot of Delta points. Pitbull has got a lot. Why doesn't Pitbull do advertisements?
He should do ads for Southwest.
Yeah, Pitbull should do ads for some airlines.
Yeah.
And be like, just look over and be like, I'm Mr. Worldwide, and I cash in every single point. And then he's just like, another fireball, Mr. Pitbull. He's just like this. And then someone with big boobs just like this. Pitbull? I thought there was no pets on this plane. And it's just like,
this is good. I think you should be making commercials.
I mean, when I watched the show Mad Men, I was like, my life. That could have been my life. I could have been writing filthy copy.
Oof.
All right, you smoke a cigarette, then you slap your wife. And then you go, Marlboro, what real men have. No? Mr. Draper? Anyhow.
You're in Florida.
I'm in Florida.
What are you in Florida for?
The family, 4th of July, her family has it lives in a retirement community in Florida.
Okay.
Now, this is a curveball I didn't see life or this simulation having for me. Didn't think I would absolutely love a retirement community.
That actually makes perfect sense to me.
God, I love a retirement community. It's funny. I'm a bit of an enigma in that way. Like, give me the heart and city. Give me Los Angeles. Give me New York City. I want coffee shops, clothing shops, raw denim. I want to wear Rick Owens Ramones. I want to walk around, see models, see scuzz heads on the streets. I want to see tents. I want to see sadness. Show me capitalism in its weirdest, grossest way. But I also like the confines of a nice retirement community.
What were the appeals of the retirement community?
You know what it was? It was the respite of the city without
Mm,
feeling like I'm in the country.
interesting. Okay, so they've got all the amenities of a modern city.
Not so much.
Yeah.
It felt like this is what it was. To get that kind of tranquility, I gotta go in the middle of nowhere by a lake,
Uh-huh.
but I don't like nowheres and I don't like lakes.
Mhm.
But in a retirement community, there's no one on the streets.
Yeah.
There's everything's clean.
Mhm.
Everything's open.
Mhm.
Dude, I went to go use the gym and I heard a
Oh,
commotion and I was
yeah.
like, okay, here we go. I hear like a
Someone recognizes me.
here
I'm gonna
we
have to
go.
sign some
I'm gonna have to sign
autographs.
some old man's fucking CPAP machine or but anyway, so go to the gym that's there, which is in this clubhouse, all very clean, very state of the art. And I hear like like a lot of shouting and commotion. And I was like, you know what? Good for these old people.
Mhm.
God bless these brittle skeletons making themselves healthier, hitting the
Mhm.
gym,
Mhm.
getting the steps in, lifting,
Yep, trying to get their bone density up.
bone density up, living longer for their grandchildren, and who knows? Like maybe they have a whole new lease of life when they figure out they're working out, and that's a good thing, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I look and like, no, the gym is completely empty. Where's this commotion coming from? I look over, poker room, jammed,
Oh, that's cool.
jammed.
What time is it?
It's 6 p.m. They just
Okay.
had their dinner, and they're
And they're
like,
playing poker?
"Honey, I'm gonna go to the clubhouse play poker," and these guys are yelling, pointing, laughing,
This makes being retired sound so fun.
just having a good, just being
Yeah,
dudes,
just broing out.
just like laughing, pointing. It just felt if they were allowed to smoke, I'm sure there'd be cigar
Oh,
smoke,
yeah.
but there wasn't,
Yeah.
But and I was like, oh, okay. And there was a piece of me that looked at these guys, being like, God, that looks like a lot of fun. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because
No, it sounds like so much fun.
I know just to hang with other,
Just to hang and have an but have, like, a light activity that you're kind of
yeah,
focused
like your
on.
heart's racing, but it's because some guy you're convinced is a cheater.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, he's not doing the right kind of shuffling. That kind of anger. I don't know. Just when I watched it, there was a sense of nostalgia for me, and here's why. My dad is from Italy, and he was an old dad. I had an old dad growing up. He was born in
Mhm.
1939, so
Mhm.
I had an old dad growing up.
Mhm.
He would go to cafes, like a real European guy, and they play cards, and it would just be a bunch of other old guys full of smoke. Back in the
Yeah.
90s, you'd see smoke everywhere. And my mom would be like, "Go get your father's dinner time." So I'd go into the cafe, this Italian cafe, and they'd be all playing cards, and I'd just be like, "Dad, mom's, time to eat." Like, "Okay, hold on a second." And they'd yell and they'd like laugh and whatever, and then he'd forget I was there for about 3 4 hours. And then someone's like, "Is your father here?" Like, "Yeah, there."
Yeah.
He's my dad's like yelling and gambling, but it did make me feel like there's a piece of me that loves that idea, and essentially, this is what this is, right?
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
uh, it's just like I find excuses to hang out with a friend,
Yeah.
but I do love a coffee shop hang.
Yeah.
Now, throw some cards in there, hey, not
Now we're
bad,
cooking.
not bad. So that was fun and humid though.
Yeah. Doesn't seem
Oof.
like I don't think Florida weather would suit me. I've never
No,
really been there. Never been there at all, in fact.
no, no. Listen, I have a certain poof when it comes
Yeah.
to my hair.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how did your hair respond to the humidity?
I refused to like put any product in it because I didn't want to see it that way. It's like your favorite athlete going out there injured. Like, I don't want to see that. Just let them recover. Take your time. Come back. Uh, no, I just put a hat on.
The
I was like,
hat
it was
mode.
just too humid. But I wasn't uncomfortable.
Okay.
Oddly enough, a man of my carriage doesn't really sweat that much.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that also explains how you can get away with wearing pants all the time.
Yeah, I don't really sweat that much.
Yeah, I sweat a lot.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
bet you could. Yeah, you could have guessed.
yeah, oh yeah. You on top of a woman, she's just like needs to be squeegeed. She must be like, you gotta wash her like a dog. Like she got a hose out and like, you all right? Like,
Look, it's sweaty sex season. It's
oh
been
man,
because my apartment gets hot, and then there's stuff going on. It's pretty bad.
how cold is it in your apartment when you're sleeping? What do you got set at?
I don't usually run the AC.
What?
I try not to run it. It's so expensive. I try not to run it.
You just sweat it out in the middle of the night?
It's usually cools down enough by the end of the
Yes, that's
night.
true. It goes down
Yeah,
by May 65.
yeah.
What if you got to find a young lady in the house?
Well, then I'll turn it on while she's.
Oh, so
Yeah,
you're a gentleman.
yeah. I'm a gentleman.
May I?
Yeah. Beep. Yeah.
I said I want to be inside of you. Anyway. What? What kind of air conditioner? Do you got a portable one? Or you
No,
got
it's like a window unit, so it's not great.
You ever had a portable one before?
No, you guys, you doing the portable?
Yeah, let me know if you want to buy one. I got one in the.
You got one in the storage
I
area?
got storage.
Would you upgrade or what's wrong? Why is that
Well,
one in the
it's from
storage?
the old apartment. I got like the duct that goes in
Yeah.
the wall, and it's
Yeah, I've seen those. I don't know if unless I get a dog and I feel like it's not safe for the animal. I can't imagine. I just don't need another fucking huge thing in
oh
my
yeah,
apartment.
they're a bit cumbersome. They
Yeah.
like kind of like take up some area. I got them. I got it because my old apartment had a window unit, but there was a room that just couldn't get it. There wasn't
Yeah,
a circulation, so I
yeah.
got it for that. And I used to podcast out of that room, and it was just too hot.
Yeah.
But those split units are kind of nice.
Yeah, those are nice.
So anyway, so I was in Florida. It really is where I was just outside of Tampa, Sarasota,
Okay.
which is the Toronto Blue Jays training facilities for summer league. Is it summer league or it's for
Spring
winter
training.
ball, whatever? Oh yeah, spring training.
Yeah.
Where do the Dodgers play?
I mean, everyone either plays in Arizona or
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah. Those would be fun games to go to because it's kind of like a little like minor league.
Oh no, they're
park.
sick. I went to Mariners spring training game 2 summers ago. It's great because the parks are so small, and they're not, even though they're not regulation games. So like, you get to sit. I was I don't know 50 feet away from Julio Rodriguez. It was
Oh
pretty
wow!
sick. Yeah.
Isn't that funny what you just said right now? I was so close to this young man.
Yeah, I could almost smell this 23-year-old guy.
Oh, he was 21 at the time, and oh my God, I was so close to him.
So close.
What would I give for him to just come over at me and just rustle my hair, just tussle it up like that? Like, oh, thank you, young man. When you think about it, when you look at like a high school scout's job on paper, it is creepy.
It's really creepy.
You should have seen this boy I saw. He was so fit and big.
Dude.
He was-
Beyond, not even because at least for them, it's a job. But dudes who get really into college football and then are looking at high school recruits, leave them alone. Leave them alone. You're 55 years old. Do not talk about the strength of this 17-year-old.
I'm telling you, there is something about scouting that is inherently creepy.
Yeah.
Because if you take the game out of it, you just have a grown man doing this. Oh man! So I traveled about 50 miles to see this 17-year-old boy recently.
Oh, you should have seen the body on this guy.
This boy was so strong, and man, when he took his shirt off, I gasped. Oh man! So
Like
I'm
a
trying
Roman god.
trying to get to the boy and talk to his family.
Yeah.
Just want him to come with me and let me take care of him and bring him to like Alabama to play linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
It is creepy when you think about it.
It's very creepy.
I watch boys all day. I watch them play.
That's my job. I go and I find the hottest boys in America, and I
Yes.
convince them to play football for Texas A&M.
and then I watch them grow up.
Yeah.
And I like, do you remember me? Ooh. So Florida was fun, really chill.
Yeah.
I slept on an air mattress.
You and Courtney shared an air mattress?
Shared an
How
air
was
mattress.
that?
The last time I slept on an air mattress, me and a bunch of comics in a room
Yeah.
on the road, right?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever shared an air mattress with a romantic partner.
So me and a buddy crashed on an air mattress in a friend's apartment, and we're on the road, and it was a cheap one. So
Those are no good.
I woke up like with it deflated,
Yeah.
like you do.
Yeah.
And we both were kind of deflated, figuratively and literally.
Emotionally. Yeah.
Emotionally, physically, and in the bed as well. And you wake up and you feel so poor.
Yeah.
Like you can't even have air.
Because you can trick yourself into thinking, oh, I'm falling asleep on a bed of some sort.
Yeah, there's a fitted mattress, there's pillows, there's a duvet. This is a bed.
But there's no denying you woke up on the floor.
I woke up on the floor. When you wake up in a deflated air mattress, you feel so poor because you're just like, oh wow, I can't even get this to work.
Yeah.
I slept on the floor on a balloon, on a bad balloon. I slept on a bad balloon on the
And a
floor.
balloon. I know hotels exist. They're out of my reach right now.
No.
Yeah.
So this air mattress is good because it had the motor on it,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
and you're
yeah.
supposed
So
to
you just flip the switch.
it's
Yeah.
which is good. The ones that are automated, that if it gets a certain level of air, it automatically kicks in. Those are dangerous because it can happen in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So
That's
that,
gonna wake you up. Yeah.
but this was actually pretty good. Normally, I've stayed in air mattresses before. My back was just ruined,
Yeah.
but this was fine. Um, and it's funny. Like people listen to this podcast, whoever you are, if you're listening and you're in the
Probably a
burbs,
dude.
if you're probably a dude, look at our stats. I'm like a lot of guys,
Yeah.
which I love. Men,
Real sausage party in our
men, drag your
listenership.
girls,
Yeah.
please, to one of our live shows.
Well, yeah, I'm actually assuming all of those men are listening with their wives.
Yes, you're sitting down, looking at each other. Who do you like more? I like Little Eddie. I like Big
I'm a
Brent.
Brent guy.
Wow. I hate him. I hate Eddie. Whatever. He seems like a nice boyfriend. But you forget how big the stores are because of all the land.
Oh.
Went to a Dick's Sporting Goods. Man,
Were there people there?
there was some people there.
Okay.
This is the type of people that you see in a Dick's Sporting Goods, okay? In the middle of Florida. You get like a guy with his son looking for a baseball bat.
Okay.
Like,
Sure.
hey, do you have any of these Louisville Sluggers? Or how about
Yeah.
these aluminum bats? All right. You got like a mom in a rush. Like, I need this. I need these kind of yoga pants, whatever. Then you got that guy who's like, that guy who lives life like he's an Uber Eats dude?
What do you mean by that?
AirPods, talking,
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
talking, full conversation, like probably having a fight with a loved one,
Yeah.
but still trying to keep
But
it
still also kind of like
browsing.
popping a glove.
Yeah, or like trying to like talk to like an employee while he's talking to somebody. Those guys are always kind of weird. I always find
Yeah.
like, can't you be like, hey, I'll call you back?
Yeah.
I don't get that. I don't.
Dribbling a basketball. Like, mom said I could have the house.
Yeah, but it was. Then I got some stuff there and hung out with the in-laws. That was fun, and had a real 4th of July. Here's the thing I love about the retirement community. Okay, no fireworks,
Oh, that's nice.
laser show,
Ooh.
rained out.
Oh.
Even better.
Yeah.
Why? Because everyone's in bed by 10, and you
Yeah.
can't have fireworks after 10.
You
Late-
shouldn't.
And a lot of people have dogs, and a lot of people are, partially blind and deaf and can't really enjoy fireworks for what they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
So only thing that can really penetrate their like severely impaired retinas is the lasers
right into your face.
right into an old man's
Were they just
face.
gonna spray them out into the sky? Like what was this laser show proposed to be?
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. Every year they try to do a laser show, but it rains
It's
every.
never happened.
It's never happened because it rains so much there. It does. It gets too
even
humid.
even in mid-July. I guess yeah. When the humidity
it rained every day I was there, but it
yeah.
only rained like a spurt.
Yeah.
Like just being like rain, 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 gone, rain, 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 gone. I'll have you know before we get into like some. Oh yeah, we gotta move along. Went to the beach.
In Florida?
Not a beach guy. Went to the beach. Put on some shorts. Borrowed my father-in-law's flip-flops.
Oh.
Put on a UV shirt. Got in the water. Oops. Now who's living?
With the UV shirt on?
Nah, I took it off.
Okay.
Come on,
Okay.
bro. Come on.
Good.
I have 4 abs. 2 are deflated.
Yeah, you gotta let them out.
Yeah,
you gotta let those dogs hunt.
I got 6 abs. 4 are great. 2 are brutal. I gotta show them off.
You
right?
gotta show them off.
You gotta show off to these lardos and beach manatees.
I just imagine an experience with you at the beach ends with you for like 2.5 hours getting every single individual grain of sand and making sure it doesn't end up in your car.
No. No. I'm not that bad. I did wear full on high top sneakers, but no. The sand was like sugar white.
Ah,
And the water was clear and warm.
damn.
Yeah,
That sounds nice.
the water felt like it was freshly peed in. Like, ooh, this is fun. That's a little warm. Not like us coastal elites with our freezing, frigid waters.
So cold out here.
Like our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I saw a guy on a boat with a Donald Trump flag.
That was the only Trump flag you saw in Florida?
But it was on a boat.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw one on, like, a motorcycle and, like,
Yeah.
a pickup truck and,
Mhm.
like, here's what I say about this. This is my take on having, the Trump flag. You you're like you're rooting for a dude? It's arbitrary. Whether it's a Bernie flag or it's just like, "I like this guy."
Yeah. Is it
If it's a jersey of Derek Jeter,
Yeah, I was
if you
gonna
had a Ken
ask, is
Griffey
it
Jr.
different?
jersey, or
Yeah.
like, he plays baseball very well. But if you have a flag of a politician, you're like, "This guy says stuff I like."
Yeah.
Not
I
even a
want
si
him to be my dad.
Yeah, I want him to be my country's dad.
Yeah.
Not even like, imagine you saw a flag of the Strokes, you'd be like, "You're a loser."
Yeah.
A
A
flag?
flag?
I like the way these men sing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is weird.
Fandom is like such a weird thing where it's like, he's just a politician like any of them, and they have their self-interests at heart first, and then they'd stop on your throat the moment they could.
Mhm.
Like, I just feel it's so weird. Like,
Yeah.
if you're wearing a jersey of, like, an athlete, I'd be like, "Oh, I get it," but, like, "I like this guy. Here's a flag."
Yeah. I not only do I like this guy, I need everybody I cross paths with.
It's my identity that
I
I like a
know.
man. I like
Yeah,
a man that says stuff that I really enjoy. Well, did he write a book? Like, well, The Art of the Deal.
kind of. Yeah. Somebody wrote a book that's got his name on it.
Anything with a flag that isn't a country or team, I'm always like,
Yeah.
imagine you saw like a flag that just said, it was just like waving around that just said Elvis or something. You're like, you like Elvis that much? You got a flag? Oh yeah, it's on my house, my
He's
front
the
lawn.
king of rock and roll, is he not?
Oh, I'm sorry, Chuck Berry who? Elvis Presley died on the toilet like we all should. Anyhow, let's talk. We got about 20 more minutes. Let's talk about any news stories coming up, anything that happened in the good old world that you want to talk about.
Well, I mean, I did have something I wanted to talk about, and it is a nice transition. We were just talking about it. By the time you see or hear this, Trump might have picked a vice president. We don't know who it is yet. But I was
Oh
thinking
man.
today,
Uh-huh.
is there anyone who he could pick who would make you reconsider, who would make you think like, maybe I will vote for him?
Really?
Is there anyone he could pick who would make you think that? I got 3 names on this list.
Oh man. Fictional or real?
Up to you.
Zach Morris, Saved by the Bell.
That's a great answer because he's gonna go around Trump. He's gonna somehow go around Trump to give us the policies we want and we need.
Yeah,
But he's gonna trick Trump,
like Mr. Belding.
and yes,
Yeah,
he's gonna trick him into thinking he did it. Yeah, that's a great
and
call.
he's gonna look right to camera and tell us what's really happening. Like,
Exactly.
he doesn't really want to cut abortion rights.
Yeah.
He says that all the time. Well, watch this. I don't think you should do that.
Yeah.
He's gonna break the third wall or whatever.
Yeah, and it'll work. Oh, that was
Zach Morris won. Who else would be good that I'd be like, oh, maybe I will vote for this guy. That isn't like, I mean, I don't know. Who did you pick?
Well, the first one on my list is Ken Griffey Jr. Just because, look, if I get a chance to put Griffey in the White House, I'm gonna
God.
do it. Can you imagine the kid
Dude, the kid.
robbing home runs in
Who-
the Senate?
Who better to help you win the swing states than guys with the
The
best
guy
swing?
with the best swing in the history of exactly.
That sweet, sweet stroke.
Yeah.
Of course he could get Ohio. So goes Ohio, so goes the presidency.
Yes.
And he's from Ohio.
And he's from there.
Oh, this makes perfect
It's a
sense.
slam dunk.
God. So he can also dunk.
He can dunk. He's very athletic.
But maybe not now.
Yeah.
He looks like a shell of himself because he's older. But yeah. Son, is his son like played football or something? Trey Griffey or something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, he's that guy. He's got to be like
You think if you look
aged out of.
Yeah, you think if he's your favorite player, you know stuff like this.
Yeah.
We're part of a different generation. We don't really want to know everything about someone we love.
No.
Who would I pick? So I picked Zach Morris. You pick Ken Griffey Jr. Both
Yeah.
American icons.
Yes.
How
I got another one ready.
about if you pick Bernie, really to screw you
Now
up?
that
I'm
would
like, wow,
blow some
wow.
minds.
Talk
And-
about sweet and sour.
Yeah.
Talk about your like little lemon pepper chicken.
fire and ice,
Woo,
baby.
man, I don't know who to believe. They're
Yeah.
both fighting.
That would be wild.
That'd be so cool. Like, oh, there's a crazy debate going on television between who? Between the president and his vice president. Wow.
For a while, I don't know when America stopped doing this, but it used to be that whoever lost the election became the vice president.
No, was that one?
Yeah.
Huh.
So it was the same. It was like a two-party, and whatever party's candidate lost became the vice president. Which I don't know. That seems like maybe not a bad idea.
You know what's crazy that we're ideally, hopefully, maybe not you because you're full of burger meat and cholesterol, but we're gonna live long enough. where- That's not true. I could easily get punched out, or
Yeah.
I look like I could probably die from someone just like shoving me or something.
Yeah.
That's like shatter like the T-1000 in Terminator. Oh my god, so
You about
stylish,
Eddie? Yeah, he
so
died. Somebody was rolling their cart in the grocery store way too fast.
he's so brittle, that little guy. Um, uh, we're gonna get to the point, and we're already here where a former presidential candidate, has like a sketchy past that's living in the public eye. But we're gonna get to the point where, like, oh, it's totally normal that the president has nudes
Yeah, and
and
OnlyFans. Yeah.
OnlyFans, or like had a
Oh
podcast, or
man,
like
the first presidential podcast.
yeah, or like something like it's gonna be such commonplace where it's
Yeah.
gonna be like that's gonna be the reason why I vote for someone.
Yes.
Like I can't vote for that guy. He's never had a podcast.
The first presidential candidate who can do a kickflip, I'm voting for.
I'm never voting for a guy who's never done a mid-roll advertisement read. Okay, he needs to be just like me.
Yeah.
He needs to look at his analytics and wonder what can he do for more clicks.
Yeah, I want a guy like me, a guy who does ad reads for Blue Chew.
Yeah. I want a guy like me. I want a guy who's looking for the best thumbnail that really gets people clicking. Oh, funny thing you say about Blue Chew. How deep we're in the podcast. There's no way my in-laws are going to listen to this. Because at this point, if you're listening and you're over the age of 65, you're sleeping.
Yeah,
There's no way. There's no way. Unless this is an NPR or I'm telling you the hottest stock tips for your retirement. There's no way you're still listening
Yeah,
to this
there's no way they're
podcast.
listening to us talk about
What I'm about to talk about. So,
burgers for 2 hours.
so my so this was so the IP address, the way it works in today's society, as you know,
Mhm.
is that you get targeted for certain advertisements based on
Sure.
your Google search history.
Sure,
So, like
yeah.
on Hulu, you're like, if we talked about, I don't know, something, let's just say testosterone or some kind of like,
Mhm.
you'd get like here's this, alpha brain thing
Yeah,
or whatever.
eugenics.
Eugenics. There you go. Frank Thomas, Doug Flutie.
Yeah,
Oh my God. You have all that energy, but how? Eugenics.
eugenics.
But what about in the bedroom? She ain't complaining.
Yeah.
It's always
Your
that kind
wife
of
will like it too.
yeah. It's always that kind of like that kind of tongue in cheek, kind of like, and also the missus loves it too. It's always that kind of lean in,
You can still plow your wife.
and yeah, and then I'm like, oh, you still fuck her?
Yeah.
Wow, good for you.
Good to know the Big Hurt is still putting the big hurt on his lady.
Oh yeah. Oh man, big hurt, big boy. Play for the Jays. At one point, 30 home runs, 90 RBIs. I have autism just with stats.
Just with stats.
Yeah, I think that's what autism is.
Yeah, I think that's just autism.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, I have a staring problem as well. But so as you get targeted ads for your IP address based on your Google search history and what you look up and whatever.
Yeah.
So then the mother-in-law, because I think we share the same, because I'm on the internet
Yeah.
on their Wi-Fi, right? She was like, lately, and I think it's because of Hulu, and I don't know what's going on, but she's like, Are you guys been on Hulu lately? Are you getting a lot of STD medication ads? And I was like, no, why? And I'm thinking like maybe it's because I looked up some adult film sites.
While you were there?
I don't remember.
Now, is
that
it
why?
possible?
Why am I whispering?
Is it possible
Uh-huh.
that it is? Because I have heard that STDs are prevalent in senior communities.
That's it.
That's probably why.
That's why.
Because they know that they're in there in the community.
Dude, STDs are running rampant in retirement communities.
Because why would you wear a rubber at that age?
You fought a war.
Yeah.
You dealt with a recession. You dealt with a depression.
You're firing blanks.
You went through Nam,
Yeah.
Korea. I'm not talking about cruises either. I'm talking about why would you bag it?
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. You served this country, and you're like been on the planet for 80 years. You're not bagging it.
No way.
Listen.
Mm.
You're gonna get syphilis, and I'm gonna break a hip.
Yep.
Let's
And
live.
yeah.
You're right. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
So you don't have to take that one.
No, no, no. I'm gonna call my mother-in-law and be like,
I figured it out.
well, might want to check on your neighbors.
Yeah, tell your slutty little friends out there.
Are they really doing it that much in retirement communities?
I hope so.
Dude, the more we talk about
It makes sense because they're like, you're in close quarters. I'm assuming a bunch of them are single.
Right.
Nobody's really trying to get like, what are we gonna get married? You know?
Yes. My husband's dead. I'd love to
He
get
would have wanted me to feel pleasure in my
later years.
In my later years.
Why don't I just get railed out by this wrinkly prune gum looking man?
He's still got one good knee.
One good knee. He's got some of his own hair.
Yeah, he's got blue chews coming in the mail.
He's popped a blue chew. I mean, it kind of makes sense why STDs are running rampant in retirement communities, because there's no way these old guys are opening a condom wrapper properly. Have you seen them work a remote control? Have you ever seen an old man open a bag of chips? I've seen it because I have a staring problem.
Right.
It's just like, you just want to be like,
I got it.
there you go. Now eat one at a time loudly.
Louder. If I can't hear you in the other room, you're not eating those chips right.
Think of us, right? We're in the prime of our lives. More you than me. But you're opening a condom. You're just like, your hands are greasy because you're so sweaty. And you're just like fiddling.
And I
like,
ate all those burgers.
You just like, you have burger grease in your fingers. And then the moment is fleeting.
Yeah.
And we're in the prime of our lives. Imagine you're 80.
Yeah, and you've got arthritis in your fingers.
Arthritis in your fingers. Your knuckles are as big as peaches.
There's no way
you're opening that condom wrapper in time. So you're like, screw it. I'm going in like I did on the beaches of Normandy. I'm storming this old woman. You toss the condom like an old grenade. How did we get on this topic?
Something about ads.
Oh, Bernie and like
Bernie. Yeah.
We're gonna leave.
My other choice, if Julia Louis-Dreyfus said that she was going to be Trump's VP,
Prez Elaine.
How would I say no to her? I trust her. I just trust her.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I would go for that. Who else would be a good? What about the other one? Well, Biden. If Biden picked a vice president, like, let's just say Kamala stepped down.
Yeah.
And how about this? How about Biden steps down, and you could pick anyone to run with Kamala, fictional or real, and you're like, and let's be honest, you're like, they got my vote. I might go Clooney.
Amal Clooney, I'm in.
A what?
His wife, Amal Clooney. She's like a human rights.
Oh my god, I thought that was like a
lawyer.
low budget version of Clooney, like Mall Clooney, like something you'd find next to a Claire's or.
That guy would get me.
Mall Clooney.
Clooney.
The kind you find next to a Build-A-Bear and a suit supply.
Clooney would be a good one.
Clooney, think about that, right?
Yeah.
He looks great in a suit.
Great talker. And
He's from the South. He's from Kentucky.
He might be also humble enough to be like a figurehead who's like, hey, I'm going to hire some people who know what they're talking about.
Yes.
And they're going to take.
Listen, as an actor, I don't write the script. I don't say action. I'm in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And all these people behind me, my chief of staff, my secretary of state, these are my directors.
You're making a good pitch for Clooney.
These are my screenwriters. I might be the face, but I'm not the name.
That's good.
Clooney, 2024.
Clooney, 2024.
He wears a tux all the time.
Come on. The fits.
Oh.
And the White House correspondent dinner, star-studded. And he'll be a good sport about it.
Oh, man.
And he'd prank other world leaders because he's a notorious prankster. Can you imagine Emmanuel Macron opens his toilet to find a live goose?
I dare Putin to look George Clooney in the eye and say, don't supply Ukraine or else bomb you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
You're 5'6", you little baldo.
Yeah, right.
You're not going to happen. You can't look Clooney in the eye. You can't look at an Inglourious. Is he Inglourious Bastards? Is that Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt's definitely in it. I don't think Clooney's in it.
No, he should be, though.
He should. He could have been. Yeah. He might be in it for like a hot second.
They had a mustache in it.
Also, China would respect him because they love movies.
They love movies. They love Hollywood. I'm telling you.
Clooney's not a bad option.
And good luck on Kamala not leaving her husband, the first gentleman, for George Clooney. She's working late nights because she wants to hang out with the Clunes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I guess we got to stay in again. I'll order Chinese food, George.
Well, we gotta balance this budget. I guess we're ordering pizza tonight. I'm telling you, man.
I think you're on to something.
Well, but he won't run. He's
No.
rather.
Why would he?
He's
He's too
in a
busy making tequila.
making tequila, living on a villa with a pet pig. I'm not
Yeah.
joking.
He's got a pet pig?
Yeah, of course he does. He can have the ugliest animal.
Yeah.
He could be like, "Oh, you don't look at this. This is my two-legged parakeet or something." Or sorry, actually,
I
do
think
have tailors.
that's about normal for
So
a
it's my wingless
parakeet.
parakeet. It's my pet. And like, oh, it's George Clooney. It's hot. I guess he's hot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw this on online, and then I thought it was kind of cool. Let me just we got like a couple minutes with your thoughts. Did you hear about this Mars simulation thing?
I did, yeah.
Are you an outer space guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're like an alien. You're into aliens.
No, I'm not into aliens.
You're like into the whole.
I'm into human space exploration.
All right, all right. So apparently these people spent 378 days in isolation with NASA's Mars Dune Alpha habitat.
Yes.
Scientists have completed a simulation of living on Mars as part of the crew health and performance exploration analog. So basically, I did watch the video on it.
No, I didn't watch the
The
video.
video
I
was
just read a little
interesting.
bit about
It's
it.
basically they live in this they without any contact with the outside world live as if they're on
They
Mars.
didn't get any contact because I thought that part of it was the like 23-minute communication delay was part of it.
Oh yeah. That kind of contact. I meant like they don't got their phone on.
Right. Yeah. They don't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, they're not like seeing who's won the NCAA like Final
Yeah.
Four or anything like that. But I thought it was kind of interesting. But I will say, in the name of science, some of these scientists, man, they're willing to do these kind of things to make sure that, this is not even for. It's one thing if you're trained to go to Mars. This is just to see how human beings act in this kind of environment.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're training so other people can, so scientists can know how to treat people that actually go there.
Mhm.
There's no glory in this.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, are any of these people who might theoretically end up in
think
space?
that-
I didn't read that deep into it, but I didn't even think about that.
I think a few.
They are sort of.
And analyzing how crew manage resources, limitations, communication delays, you're right, and other possible challenges they might face in an actual mission to Mars.
Yeah, damn, that's a tough job. You're giving up a year of your life, and you're maybe never even going to get to go to Mars. That's tough.
How fast before you go crazy?
I actually think I would do okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I think you would do okay.
I think I would do okay. I think it would be I think I would eventually I'd go a little stir crazy.
Right.
I think because of the like limited amount of space that I could work in.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? But I think like, dude, just because that I was when I read about it, I was like a little jealous of like, oh, you don't even have to know what's going on in the world.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean? Like,
You like to run.
because the news is stressful to even like intake passively.
I totally get what you're saying here. You're non-confrontational. You run from your problems.
Exactly. Precisely. Oh
You're-
man, to be like, sorry, babe, I gotta go pretend to be on Mars for a year.
You-
Can we talk about who we are to each other when I get back? Great.
You're an emotional coward and you run from your problems. That's how I read this. You don't face up to your problems. That's why you're going to be stagnant and you live in arrested development for the rest of your life.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Or maybe I'm just a good guy to
Or maybe I'll
compartmentalize.
die of a heart attack at 53 from all the cheeseburgers. Who knows, man?
No. Oh, 53? Yeah.
Yeah, 53 would be a good run for me, I think.
You can't die. I've spent a lot of money on this lighting equipment.
53, that means we get 16 years of podcast.
If you
we
come to
can't-
my
if we're
wedding,
still- yeah,
if you come to my wedding,
I'll bring a cheeseburger.
and
in my
if I see a
pocket.
cheeseburger in your face, I'm like, we don't even serve that here. Who fed this man this? And you're just kind of
Ugh.
just doing this, and there's mustard on your tie. I'm like, who fed him this?
I can almost bet I will end up eating a cheeseburger before or after your wedding.
I don't.
What are you going to serve us? Quinoa and egg whites?
Not anymore. Not with that kind of fucking attitude. I had a good time. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Oh, thanks so much for being part of this episode of Oh Hell Yeah. What are we gonna plug? You can make sure you subscribe to the podcast, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite part of the episode is. The hardest thing to do is to grow a podcast on YouTube, and we're trying our best. And if you're listening, leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
And go check it out on YouTube.
Yes, check it out in full video. Also, leave a review, leave a 5-star review. It helps the show grow. If you're listening on Spotify, follow the show in general. Also, follow us on our socials on Instagram, on TikTok, and whatnot. All that is in the link of the description of all those links are in the description of this episode. And live, I think when you're listening to this, we will be in Dallas. So if you're listening, this comes out in the morning. And if you're listening and you're in Dallas, Texas, mosey on by to the Dallas Comedy Club.
Get your ass in there.
One night only to catch me and good old Brenty. But after that, Brenty will be in
Seattle, July 18th, the Hereafter in Belltown. Please buy tickets to that. I need your money.
Need your money. The links to that are in the description of this episode, as well as San Diego. It's a little farther out. It's in October. I'm working on other dates. Hope to get Brenty out there with me as well. Trying to get San Francisco. Trying to get Austin. Austin, would you like to go to Austin?
I would love to go to Austin.
We'll try to go to
Let's
Austin.
do Austin.
Other venues as well. Also, one more thing. Oh, of course, weekly. If you're in West Hollywood, in Los Angeles, check us out on Totally Comedy Show. We try out new stuff all the time. Brent's always hosting, kind of like master of ceremonies, holding a good ship, doing a good thing. And I'm up there doing new stuff. Some of the best comedians in the country are there every single Wednesday. So check it out if you're in West Hollywood. And if you're planning and coming to LA, that should be one of the things you do as a trip. All right, everyone.
Don't go to the Walk of Fame.
Don't do that. Don't do the Walk of Fame. Don't go anywhere but that show, and then get on a plane and get the hell out of there. All right, everyone. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.